Good morning, dear students. Welcome to this session on pre-stressed concrete. We are in Unit 2 of your syllabus, and we are discussing pre-tensioning systems. So we have discussed almost every content of pre-tensioning systems. Now we will see an example of manufacturing of pre-tensioned railway sleepers. Okay. So when preparing a mass concreting, you need a large quantity of concrete. We follow batching plants. You need batching plants, the concrete mixture down. Okay. So and the stress bench is moved beneath the concrete mixture so that once the one batch of manufacturing is over, then the bench is moved, then next bench will come, the concreting goes on, then next bench will come likewise. So stress bench is need to be moved by providing the wheels. Okay. So it will be like rails. You have to provide some rails and move the stress bench. Okay. Concrete poured through a hopper and molds are vibrated. After finishing of the surface, the stress bench is placed in a steam curing chamber because normal curing takes a lot of time. So we go for accelerated curing tanks so that it attains full 28-day strength within 24 hours. Okay, so you can fast up the speed up the process of making the number of molds. Okay, then stress bench is taken out from the chamber and then strands are cut once the concrete is hardened. Then sleepers are removed from the molds and stacked for curing. Okay, and after completing the curing, sleepers are ready for dispatching. So this is just a process which is explained here. And everything we'll see in terms of diagrams. Okay. So this is now stress bench which can travel. So you can see the wheels. Okay, so this stress bench can travel, can move. Okay, in this direction. Okay, you can see the wheels provided for the stress bench. Likewise, so it has wheels. You can see there is the length of the stress bench where you can manufacture so many of molds, like this one such mold, two, three, likewise, so many. Okay, so this is the pre-tensioned railway sleepers manufacturing process. The first picture you see depicts a movable stress bench. Okay, then anchoring of strands, you can see it here, anchoring of strands. Okay, so wedge and cylinder assembly at the dead end of the tendons. Okay, so this is what we have seen as a pictorial representation of wedge with cylindrical shaped anchoring system. Okay, so these are anchors, means to one end you have to hold the strand, from the other end you are going to apply the jacking operation for pulling the tendon. So if you want to pull the tendon from one end, the other end has to be hold it tight. So that is what is purpose of anchoring. Okay. So we have seen the anchor how it will be. Okay. It will be like a cylindrical, having a wedge shape like slit we have. So when you tighten that, you have a spring attachment to that. So once you tighten, the wedge is going to be closed, okay, so that it gives the sufficient grip for the strands, okay. Next, this is what you can see, hydraulic jock at the stretching end. This is hydraulic jock. So this hydraulic jock, which is provided here, is going to, push this plate, okay, so that these tendons, what you see it here, they are being pulled like this, okay. So stretching of strands, right? So these are the strands that you see it here, the workbench and the mold location where the other mold starts here. So this is a location where you can cut the molds, okay. So pouring of concretes can happen between these ends, right? So this hydraulic jock which is attached to this stress bench, I mean workbench, okay. So that we will see it here, okay. This is of hydraulic operation. So the initial gap, you can see this much is a gap, uh, and this is a end plate which is pushed away by the hydraulic jock. So after the operation, like you can see, this is the ram of that hydraulic jock, extension of the ram, okay. Just see the previous diagram. So the ram is inside the cylinder. Once the hydraulic operation starts, the oil that is being pushed into this cylinder is going to move the piston away from outward, this outward from this jock, okay. So this is a ram which is being pushed the end plate. Now you can see the gap, extended gap between this end plate and this mold, right? So that is what is now. Earlier the gap is only this much. Now the tensioning means the tensioning operation. The length of the strand is increased this much. So the strain that you created, I mean the stress proportionally. Now the each and every strand has got stress in it, okay. So that is the stress that is going to be transferred to the concrete, okay. So clearly you can see the ram portion of the piston has come out from the jock with the hydraulic operation, okay. So once the hydraulic jock is operated, the oil that is being pushed into this will try to fill into this, will try to push it up, right? And once it takes off, then this comes back. And this is like material storage location. You can see that fine aggregate and coarse aggregate are being stacked here. And automated batching by weight, okay. So this fine aggregate, coarse aggregate are being weighed by batching plant that if you would have been visit the ready mix plants and all, you will know the batching operations. So hopper below the concrete mixture. So once the concrete is mixed by batching all the materials, the cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and the water admixtures, if any, all that being mixed thoroughly, then poured from this hopper onto this the stress bench that we have put it under this. As you can see, uh, the stress bench can move in this direction. So once this is filled, and this can move like this, lateral direction, the next this workbench will come under this hopper, okay. So likewise, we have seen the movement of the workbench here. I mean, like this, you can see. So the movement of this is lateral, like this, okay. So that is being depicted here. Okay, yeah, here, right. So once the concreting is done, the mold is filled with concrete. Then this can move away. And then the next batch will come likewise. So likewise, uh, then the concrete after vibration of the mold. So we either you can use needle vibrators or something like that, or you can have the vibration operation with the stress bench itself. Stress bench itself can be vibrated likewise. So once the vibration is done, the filling up of concrete, you can see it here to the topmost surface. Okay, and then that is taken to the steam curing chamber. Okay, so this is where the pre-stressing strands are being inserted. Okay, right now you can see between each molds there is going to be cutting operation of strands. Okay, so strands are being cut so that each member will be ready. And this is a demolding of sleepers from the molds. You can take it out the sleepers that are ready, and stacking of sleepers one over the other. These are all the sleepers stacking one over the other. Okay, and the other are ready for demolding. Okay, once they are demolded, they are being transported to the water curing location. You can see a lot of them where you can see they're being put in the water. Okay, it's now a big tanks having water. Okay, once they are cured, they are being stored, dispatching of the sleepers. So this crane, up by operating the crane, you can just uh, transport them to this wagon. Okay, so this is how the uh, railway sleepers are being prepared, which are pre-tensioned by the Hoyer's long line system method. Okay, you can just visualize how this in what scale it is going on. You can see a lot of them are being prepared. Okay, and how this is possible is because you have made it faster by one way is using steam curing, where the uh, accelerated curing operation happens. So within hours, the concrete is going to get hard. So hardening, which actually was to take 7 days to 28 days, is being cut short to just hours. Okay, so that is one aspect that you have to see it here, right? And the mobile stress benches. Okay, mobile stress benches is another aspect, the key features of this long line system. Okay, so mobile stress bench or traveling stress benches are one such crucial key feature, so that one after the other you can just move on. There is no stopping of that anywhere. Okay, so once the stress bench is uh, no, tensioning operation is done, the other stress bench is ready for no anchoring. Okay, then you can see stress bench with the strands first, just no anchoring and no jacking operation. Then it will move to the anchoring operation first. So anchors are being arranged. Then it goes to jacking. Okay. So first, to start with, take the strand, put it in position. Okay, first operation. So take a strand, so many number of strands designed. Okay, so once you design, it will be requiring so many strands. So those strands, just place it in place, where you assessed. So once placing the strand, this is the strand now with no stress at all in it. Okay, then go to this operation like anchoring. Okay, then go for jacking. Okay, because the other end there is a anchor available, so this end you can go for jacking operation. So stress is induced in the steel first, then go for batching plant. Okay, move that to batching plant, then prepare the concrete, pour it, vibrate it. Okay, then cure it to get hardened. Actually it takes 24 hours. So what we are doing, just take it to steam curing, so that within hours it gets hardened. Then cut the strands, because required strength is attained. So now you can cut the strands. Then the stresses transfers to concrete. Then remove the mold. Okay, demolding. Sleeper is ready. Stack them. Go for curing, water curing now. Okay, this is for the purpose of attaining the rest of the strength. Okay, then stack them and transport them wherever they are being used. Okay, so this is the operation, uh, which is a perfect example for the pretensioning system, where the Hoyer's long line system also in turn. Okay, so this is the clear pictorial explanation, as well as in terms of the text also. I have been tried to explain you how, just as an example, how the railway sleepers are being manufactured, right? So coarse aggregate, fine aggregates are batched, mixed with cement, water and additives in concrete mixture. Then stress bench is moved beneath the concrete mixture. So stress bench already had the strands which are anchored and jocked, and stress is induced in the steel which is ready. That stress bench is now moved to the concrete mixture, that will pour the concrete and vibrate it. Then go for steam curing for few hours to attain minimum strength just required to take the pre-stress. Okay, once the required strength is attained, then cut the strands. Then they'll be taken to the water curing for the rest of the strength to attain. And once the curing is completed, then sleepers are ready for dispatching. Okay, so this is about today's lecture. We'll go for that's all with the pre-tensioning. We'll go for post-tensioning systems from the next session onwards. Okay, thank you.